Now, you do an amazing job. You're healing people, putting them back together. How on earth do you explain what you do? Because you've created this industry for yourself and you're
Mhm.
so successful. But why was it not already filled? And, why is there not like tons of research already in this area, do you think?
Mm. So I am not just an attachment specialist, I am the attachment specialist. And
I
I've had
like
to
it.
do that because I had attachment issues myself as a child and as a young man. And I fixed them back when nobody was talking about attachment. And I didn't know what it was. And I said, what on earth did I just do? Why is my life better? And what's the name for any of this? And I looked around and saw so many other people suffering too. So I went to school, got my master's degree in psychology. That was 6 years. Then I spent 3 more years apprenticing under therapists so that I could get my license as a psychotherapist. And through graduate school, they told us attachment here. No, this doesn't matter. And I said, "Is this that thing? No, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. We just need to learn to the diagnoses here. And
Mhm.
attachment diagnosis is only a fit for children. And if adults have attachment issues, it's always a personality disorder. Don't worry about attachment theory. It's not important. You don't need to know it." And it took me until I was out into the field, until I was practicing with clients. I had a reputation for working with the most severe cases that nobody else could fix. And I just could walk in and say, "Well, this is how this fits together, and let's just fix this and this and this." And they'd go, "I've had 5 therapists and no one has ever seen it that way before. How did you know?" And I said, I just knew it was just the underlying piece. I started doing research, and there were a few, very few people on earth who at the time were even mentioning attachment. And I found it, dove into it, and just grabbed hold of it with both hands. And I started training under it, with it. I started writing books about it. I started training other healthcare professionals about it. It was the piece that clicked. Instead of an illness system of mental health, I was looking at a response system with mental health, that mental illnesses were responsive and responding to environmental issues and attachment issues. So when we fixed the attachment issues, mental illnesses, quote unquote, started to go away. And so I started training this and working with this. And I said, I want to take this international. And my licensing board said, well, if you do anything outside of this, the one state in the US that you're licensed in, we will treat it as therapy and you'll be legally liable. And I said, so the only way I could do this is if I take this international and drop my license here with you and just take it on the road and build this system myself. And they said, well, I don't know. So I did it. And I said, I will become the attachment specialist across the world. I'm not a generalist with a therapy system. I'm a specialist. So I teach people where you got broken in childhood, where your ability to connect to other human beings got broken, why you didn't learn that you could share your needs with other people, why you think you don't deserve love, or why you think no one on earth is ever going to work in good faith with you. So you have to keep them out. I fix that and I show people how to fix that in their dating, in their marriage, in their families, with their kids. And I show them how to fix that so that they can be fixed for life and then build the personal life they've always wanted. That is my passion. That's my profession. That is who I am. It's baked into me now.
I love it because, like we were talking about earlier, before we started, it was almost like a therapy session every time I watch one of your videos. I'm like, oh, this guy's great. I love his content. And it's like, oh fuck, he's really just cat into my BS, the story I
Yes.
tell myself, and I'm like, oh, but I've got this. He doesn't. It's like find myself justifying it, and I can see what you meant about like depression. It's like almost learned
Mhm.
hopelessness. A lot of it because when
Yes.
I was depressed, and I remember being on tablets, and then they just stopped working after the initial high because
Mhm.
I wasn't dealing with my underlying issues.
Right.
Is what do you think about that current sort of healing modality, that approach of I'm a bit down in the blue, okay, well, we'll give you a tablet. You said they treat it like a disease rather than the symptomology
Right.
of the actual condition. Why do
Mhm.
we do that? Is it easier just getting a tablet rather than the resources to give you like time to go in and deal with the bullshit, shall we say?
Well, think of it this way. It took me 9 years to get my license as a psychotherapist, and that's 9 years of training someone has to undertake so that they can still be middle to bottom level of middle class here in the United States. And there's not many people who want to take on that role, and the
Hmm.
ones who do, and the ones who are great at it, tend to go up the ladder and do other things. So it's not that therapy is useless, but you're churning out as many therapists here in the United States as you possibly can in 9-year programs, and then training them just to the diagnostic and statistics manual. So you're training them to treat diagnoses without telling them what is causing the diagnosis underneath. And then you've got medication providers and you've got all kinds of testers, and they are just churning them out as fast as they can because the system is just so bogged down with people suffering. Attachment has got worse through the last 100 years. That's been part of my work, is tracking that. But they're
Mhm.
treating and they're learning to diagnoses in the book. They're not learning the core symptoms. So then we really are on a medical system, a medical model of, well, what's your diagnosis? Okay, that's it. Well, we might be able to teach you some skills and try to manage that. But what we're going to do is talk therapy, where you talk through how you feel. And hopefully over time, you will figure out that you shouldn't feel that way. And then maybe it'll stop. But that's going to take a few years. So in the meantime, here's 5 different medications for some that are solving the problem, some that are solving the problem the solving problem causes.
Oh, yep.
And here's some side effects. By the way, here's more medications. I remember working, I did briefly, I did in-home treatment for clients who were so disabled due to mental illness that they couldn't leave their home and other people had given up on them. And I would walk in, some of them would show me their medication lists. Some had 27 medications that they were on. And they'd say, Adam, I
Terrifying.
don't know what these are doing, but I'm on 27 medications. I said, how many are mental illness and mental health medications? Well, at least 12, but maybe more. And I'm not sure what they're for. The doctor just told me to take some. So 12 medications. Sometimes I'm on anxiety medication. How many? 3 just for anxiety. Well, is that helping? Well, no, I'm still so anxious I can't leave my home. Then why are you still taking 3 medications for anxiety? Well, I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, I'm here to help with that. And it was a system of, we will try to help you get better, but we don't know what the root cause is. So we're just going to fumble around and hopefully things will sort of get better. And in the meantime, here's medication. And there's no wonder that people give up on getting better here in the United States. It's a horrible system.